Okay, on the line right now, Alex from the Vintage Caravan. Alex, thanks for calling.
Yeah. No worries. Good to be talking to somebody on the other side of the world.
Yes, we're about as far away as we can get, aren't we?
Yeah.
Now, Vintage Caravan tells me you were formed in 2006. Tell me how the band came about.
Well, it's like with most people that end up in bands. The band started out in a garage, with some friends jamming, and it's funny because I was actually not there at that time, that long ago when the guys were like, I don't know, like 12 or something, and I was in another garage somewhere next town over doing the same thing with my friends, it's funny because my thing ended quite quickly. I started jamming in another garage then at some point, but this band, this group kind of just stuck together, and of course members come and go when you realize you're 14 or something and you realize you're not really that interested in playing. Then I came in when we were about 17, 18, and I've been with the band ever since. It's been a crazy ride from going from the teenage years and now being a little bit older and not that much wiser.
Now, where was this taking place? This was in Iceland somewhere. Whereabouts exactly?
This particular garage was in Álftanes in Iceland, which is it's a little bit outside of Reykjavik. It's like a kind of a suburb situation,
Right, tell us when you joined, Alex. We'll go from there.
Yeah, I joined in 2012. That was about the time shortly after that we recorded the album Voyage, which first got released in 2012 in Iceland and then got re-released when we signed to Nuclear Blast in 2014.
How much did things change being signed to Nuclear Blast?
Yeah, it was a pretty big change. It before that we were trying to establish a name in Iceland and hoping to be lucky enough to play overseas at some point in our careers, and then it went to touring full time as a 19-year-old kid, which was not really normal, I guess.
Then we've got the album Arrival coming out in 2015. Now, according to the information I've got, when that album came out, all of a sudden you're touring the UK twice, you're touring Europe and Scandinavia, supporting Europe, and you're playing a huge amount of these big festivals like Grasbotbakken and Hellfest. Tell me how it felt to climb up to that level. That must have been a real eye-opener, especially at your young age.
Yeah, well, it's been a crazy experience, but it's funny. We have this. We really just try to look forward as much as we can, and always just thinking about the next thing. Sometimes we get the chance to look back and see what we've already accomplished at such a young age, and it's definitely. I think we can be proud of what we've done, but we're always looking to do more, bigger, better.
Where are you based these days? Where is the band calling home?
That's also kind of it's a difficult question because we lived in Denmark for some time, just to try to support the touring, and then then we moved back home. Then we moved to Belgium for a bit, and then we moved back to Iceland, and then I moved to Austria, and now the guys are in Iceland, and I'm living in Austria. It's a weird situation, but actually it's funny because our lead singer, he overslept kind of, and so I'm doing the interview, but I'm actually on the road right now moving back to Iceland.
With that sort of situation, living in different cities, different countries, how do you go getting together to do the writing, do the recording indeed? Is it all done as a band together?
Yeah, always. I mean, well, the writing is some ideas may pop up here and there. Like usually we go for an idea alone, and then we come together and finish that particular idea. But yeah, with the practicing and the recording, we always do everything together completely. So it's a lot of traveling, but we're already traveling so much that it doesn't really make a difference to live in different countries.
Now we come to the soon-to-be-released album Gateways, coming out on August 31st. Tell us about that. I've had a listen to it. I love it. Tell us about how that came about and how it's going to go.
Yeah, well, we're pretty proud of that album, and this time around we switched producers, and we worked with this UK-based producer called Ian Davenport, who is a total magician, and it was just an amazing experience. He's done as well bands like Band of Skulls and Gas Coombs from Supergrass and stuff. So he was just super accommodating and worked with us to get the best sound possible. And we're pretty proud of this one. And I think I'm confident to say I'm curious to see where it leads us.
Looking forward to it coming out properly, August the 31st. I've been asked to ask you if you used what people might call retro equipment for the retro sound.
Well, the thing is, we're not necessarily trying to sound that's retro at the moment, but we're sure big fans of retro equipment. And I think it's especially on this album, it was just a total mix. We got some amps from the 70s and 80s, but then we also got some pretty modern stuff, like solid state stuff, even like for bass and whatever. So it's a total mix, but we're just trying to go for something that sounds good to our ears, and to be honest, we actually with this one we were trying to go for like a little bit more full range, big bottom modern sound. And
the album's got a very warm sound to my ear anyway. It's earthy but warm. It's not too. There's a lot of stuff out these days that's too clinical, if that makes sense.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we wanted to kind of go like, go somewhere in between, not have it too trashy, but still not have it too clear cuts,
Yeah. Album's coming out August 31st. Where to from here? When does the band start touring again?
We got some release shows coming up in Iceland, and from there on we go on about 5-week-long European tour, and then we go to Russia, and then we have some more European touring plans. But I think close future is also we're gonna do South America again, maybe Mexico, and try to tour as much as possible. And I really hope we can go Australia, New Zealand again as soon as we've never been, sorry, but hopefully we can go to Australia and New Zealand as soon as possible.
Excellent. That'd be great to see you down here. Now, got a couple of film clips out on YouTube with a couple of songs off the new album. What's your opinion on the whole YouTube downloading, this sort of thing?
For me, growing up with this stuff, it's like it's kind of a given. I'm not. I don't know. Like it doesn't really seem that strange to me as it might to somebody who has been around since before the YouTube, Spotify thing.
Yeah, you're talking to one.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's a cool thing. I think it's in general it means that you have way more reach. And it's it means as well you can have more how do you say, you can have more relations to your fan base, and you can, well, if you're smart enough, you can reach more people quite easily. So I don't know, it's having some weird impact on the industry, because I don't think the industry really knows what it's doing in terms of it, but I think it's a cool thing.
Okay, good answer. Alex, from the Vintage Caravan, we've got the new album, Gateways. Great album, coming out August the 31st on the Nuclear Blast label. Best of luck with that. Best of congratulations on what the band's achieved so far, and I hope it continues. And thanks for taking the time to talk to me today.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, and thank you for the interview as well. Yeah, hope you have a good day.